Hello, welcome to the House of the Spirits. Welcome home. This reading today is about something that happens out of the blue for you. So, pile number 1, we have Taurus, Libra, Aquarius, and Aries. Your card is Bess. For the second pile, we have Capricorn, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Your card is Obelisk. For the third pile, we have Virgo, Leo, Sagittarius, and Gemini. Your card is Anubis. Okay, I will give you a moment for you to choose your pile using the card, the tarot deck, the zodiac signs, or just your intuition. I will see you in your reading. Pile number 1, your card is Bess. And Bess is, in this case, possibly about some kind of temporary problem. Bess is a bit of a mischievous character. He is related to fun activities and spontaneity, maybe little arguments, little fights. He's also related, of course, to music and to having fun and to our primal instincts and animal instincts also. So also like sexual impulses and more like knee-jerk reactions to situations. He's quite playful though, so let's see what the rest of the reading has for you. Okay. So what is happening for you out of the blue? What happens for you out of the blue? Okay. What is happening for pile number 1? Out of the blue. Okay, I'll get you a rune first. Let's see. Okay. So, we have Soul Willow. Okay. So, Soul Willow is about vitality, justice, health, cleansing. It's also about having access to resources. It's such a positive rune. Okay, let's see what else. We have the Mask with the 24th moon mansion and the Sword, 17th moon mansion. Interesting. So already it feels like you're going to have to maybe defend something that really matters to you, and that energy is going to come from a specific motivation. Let's get there. Okay, so this is the waning crescent moon, and it's decreasing in fire seed stage with a deal. This is the waxing gibbous moon, increasing in water, the flower bud stage, and the keyword is passion. And then we have this is the last quarter moon, decreasing in earth, the fall stage, and the keyword is principles. So that's what you need to defend here. And you're very passionate about it. Unequivocally passionate. So let's see what this mask character is about. Wow, that's a lot of cards. Let's see. We have something else. For pile number 1, it comes out of the blue. Okay, just this way. Right. Sun in Libra with harmony. Venus in Aquarius with detachment. Mars in Scorpio with revenge. Sun in Sagittarius with enthusiasm. And Moon in Gemini with adaptability. Okay. So it feels like this person's mischievousness is going to alert you to a situation. It's going to show you something that they might be hiding. There's a bit of a trickster energy here with the mask. Somebody's hiding something, or somebody is trying to create some sort of illusion. But once it's shown, and that's what's happening out of the blue, once it's shown to you, it's going to make you very certain of your ideals, of your of the reason behind your motivation. So of the things, like the infrastructure of your beliefs. There's something that's also going to maybe, and that's what's maybe tricky here. It's the danger of feeling like there's this need for revenge instead of justice. And I would say that that's what is going to require you to be a little bit more adaptable and to try to harmonize that energy. Because solo is very vital, it's very powerful. And maybe it would be interesting if that's, if you feel like it, to understand the energy of this and the power of this rune, So Willow, and to maybe to know more about what it is, what is this energy, because it feels like it is what's going to animate you. And it's a sort of vitality, it's a sort of reason to live, like a reason to live, a reason to do things, your motivation, passion. And it feels like you're going from a very like detached, more, a bit maybe oblivious of the situation, naive, to a very like emboldened, maybe even there can be a little bit of rage because of that sense of injustice. But I do feel like you have to anchor yourself in your principles, because there needs to be some sort of revision to a certain deal or a situation or a certain harmony that is not quite right once you understand what is really happening. Okay, so let's get you some tarot cards so that we... Oh, okay. So, Nine of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Sun. Okay. So, it feels like there's going to be a shift in this relationship or this situation. And let me see. Death and the King of Cups. Okay. So it feels like you're going to have to be more proactive about what changes you want to make in this situation. There is going to be a shift. It feels like more spiritual, like more or psychological in nature. It's you that's going to change. You are going to change your perspective on this. You're going to see the truth. And you're going to change that perspective because someone shows their true nature, or they show you discover what they are truly doing. That's what's happening out of the blue. And I feel like this is what's next. So what's next is that change, that adjustment, adaptability. You adjust your expectations, your ambitions with this. But it's actually really good and positive because the end result is very, very stable. It's stable emotionally, like you get a deeper understanding of how you feel about this. And maybe you've been feeling like there's something off about this person or this situation, and you're happy that you're finally able to release this energy. Finally, like, okay, finally I can speak the truth. Finally I can address the situation. The only advice that I see here is that you take care that you don't give that feeling of revenge a lot of space. Like, if you feel like there's injustice because this person did something that was unfair, they did something that was not in line with their own principles, maybe because this is a bit of a trickster energy, so maybe this person doesn't have a lot of awareness really, or consciousness. They're not very conscious of what they do. Maybe they're playful, maybe they're just a bit chaotic. This is a person that might be a bit chaotic. And maybe you were expecting something else from them, like you were interacting with them on another level, and there were expectations that I feel like weren't really met. And maybe before this, you didn't understand why this was happening, why it was so frustrating. But it does feel like you're going to rebalance. This whole situation is going to be like recalibrated. Yes. Okay. And there's a lot of sun energy in this reading. You have this sun here, you have sun crowns all over, and you have Solo. Solo is a sun energy. It's a solar energy. Really powerful. I do feel like this is the whole feeling of the reading is that solar energy. So it's a truth. It's very positive, and it gives you a lot of emotional balance. Finally, it's a relief. I feel like it's a relief, although there is this temptation to maybe go a bit too far with, like, I want to make justice, I want to make this right, and maybe let's get some cards. I'm getting something like there is another layer here. Okay. Ace of Wands. Okay. Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. So it feels to me like one of you is rushing and the other is kind of stalling. Maybe you have different ways to achieve. You have different ways to process information. And there's something in the middle. So there needs to be a common ground, a more balanced attitude towards this. Not too fast, not too slow. It also feels to me like someone is stalling. They might be afraid, getting cold feet about something. Someone in this situation needs to know more, needs to know what is happening so that they have the peace of mind and the emotional stability to fulfill some sort of promise or agreement. It also feels like someone here might be much more unstable emotionally than the other person, and that might be a source of conflict. The World. Five of Cups. Three of Pentacles. And the Hierophant. So in order for this to proceed, a little work is necessary, and it is to work on the emotional aspect of this. There is some sort of grievance or a sense of, I'm hearing like someone here feels abandoned by the other person. And there's something behind that feeling also. There is some truth to that feeling, and it needs to be addressed. It feels like it can't really go on as it is. And in order for things to be fulfilled, for the expectations, for the deal, for the harmony to be achieved, work is needed. And also, if that's your case, getting wise counsel, getting an opinion from an experienced person, a wise person, here with the Hierophant and Three of Pentacles, working with someone on this, like an expert. So it is also possible that this is about some sort of court situation, legal situation, and the Sword is one of the cards that is really powerful, that powerfully denotes those kinds of situations, but also this temptation to go a little bit too far. So there needs to be some recalibration here. Maybe to also understand what are the impulses, what are the emotional needs, and what are the legal aspects or the more objective, the objective truth about this. So what is the impulse? What is the feeling behind that impulse? What is triggering that impulse? And the objective truth of the situation. You have to face this situation. I would say head on, but it's more than that. It's like face to face, because the mask needs to come off. The mask needs to be dropped, and the two faces need to meet each other. But in order for that to happen, there needs to be some kind of recalibration or spiritual, emotional understanding of what is happening. And maybe that will require work, counsel, help from above also. So help from the spiritual guides, from whatever you consider gives you spiritual comfort and wisdom and guidance, but also very practical, like in the case of a lawyer or someone who can assist you with this specific situation. But it feels like in order to solve this and to rebalance this, you really need to address this emotional side of this so that you are more stable. That's the change that comes afterwards. So I feel like what comes out of the blue is this truth that is now revealed about this person or this situation that you weren't really getting, or at least in its complete form. Maybe you were getting just little intuitions that things weren't quite right, that it wasn't balanced, there was some sort of truth that wasn't really seen yet. But Ace of Swords and the Sun, that's going to happen. There's going to be a mask off moment very, very soon in your life. It comes out of the blue. I don't really understand the moment itself, like how it's going to happen specifically, but maybe it's going to be a bit in your face in the moment. So maybe we'll get a card for that. Like how is that moment going to feel? Seven of Swords. There you go. The trickster energy. It's like this person is going to be caught red-handed. They're going to be caught with the hand in the cookie jar. You're going to be surprised by that. Page of Cups. And the Fool. And in that moment, you're going to be a bit disoriented. I feel like you're going to question many things. And you're going to feel like you were naive, maybe, about this person. You were being naive. You were being you weren't really connecting the dots. That's how it's going to feel. Okay. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 2, your card is the Obelisk. And when I saw this card today, I felt like there's some sort of affirmation, like affirmation of the self that is going to be needed. And it's interesting that in pile number 1, we had the Solo rune and these symbols that are symbolizing like a radiation that is coming from the obelisk tip. They're kind of similar to that. It's very solar. So there's something about also being courage in the face, being courageous in the face of risk, being bold about something. Okay. So let's get you your rune. Okay. Interesting. So we have the Urus rune. And it's perfect. So strength, tenacity. Yes, courage too. So okay, let's get you some more cards so that we can understand what this is about. Okay. So what is happening out of the blue for pile number 2? Okay, that's all. Happening out of the blue for pile number 2. Okay. So we have Isis and Confession, 23rd Moon Mansion. So this is the waning gibbous moon, decreasing in water fruit stage with compromise. And this is the first quarter moon, increasing in water, leaf stage, and it's about choice. Choice and compromise. And finally, we have the waning crescent moon, decreasing in fire, seed stage, and the keyword is deal. Okay, so this part of the reading is all about determination, tenacity and perseverance, integrity, and also access to possibly secret information or very special, something that is not at all common knowledge. You will have access to something that is very unusual, uncommon, out of the ordinary. I feel like it's going to be like crucial information. So, Mercury in Aquarius with originality. Interesting. Saturn in Aquarius with eccentricity. Originality and eccentricity. So this is really special, unusual, different. Sun in Leo with fortune. Venus in Leo with affair. Mercury in Sagittarius with discovery. Moon in Pisces with empathy. And Venus in Gemini with flattery. Okay. So now I'm getting to, maybe there are two different aspects to this. So either someone considers you very special and they want you to have access to certain special things because they see that spark in you, or they see that like a set of characteristics that are so unusual and special that they want to take you, they want to maybe make a deal with you. Like, I really think that your characteristics are so out of the ordinary, you're so special, that I feel like you're the perfect person for something like a job or some kind of opportunity. You're the right person for this specific job, and something that's really, I would say, like elite, because it's a very small group of people that have these kinds of opportunities. Or you are going to have access to something very, very special that is given only to a very minute group of people because of your integrity and because of your perseverance. You're going to have a very special opportunity. You're going to be given a choice here. Like, do you want this? Do you want to do this? This is like a secret. This is not for everyone. This is something that I feel is made for you. Do you want this? This comes out of the blue for you. Okay, so 9 of Swords, 6 of Cups. Interesting. And the Queen of Swords. So this is someone who sees something in you that is I just can't really stress enough the specificity of this reading, so maybe this is not going to resonate with all of you. But I feel like this pile is about people who are very out of the ordinary, or they are persisting and persevering in a career or a project or a dream that is very, very unusual. It can be lonely, but there's something quite liberating at the same time. Like you feel like you're like, I would say, I'm seeing like an astronaut, like floating in space. Like how many people went to space? How many people of all of humanity have the opportunity to perceive that experience, to have that experience, to engage with that kind of knowledge. It's very, very small. I don't know how many people went to space, but I'm sure it's a very small amount compared to the whole of humanity and the time frame of space exploration. So this is just an example. It's a bit like that, how I'm feeling. It's that kind of specificity and peculiar people, very peculiar, a very, very complex and specific mix of characteristics. Artists maybe, so Page of Wands. Page of Swords and the Knight of Wands. So to me, this is the opportunity. So the moment of opportunity is going to be quite abrupt, the moment, okay? I do feel like this might also be an opportunity to study something new, to discover a whole new subject and a whole new part of yourself also. So this is really interesting. It's okay, let's get what's it's like what brought you here, what brings you to this opportunity is also quite peculiar. Two of Swords, 3 of Swords, and the Hermit. I feel like what brought you here is actually a bit heavy for you, and there was a lot of suffering, okay? But you persevered. You you endured that fire, you endured that sadness, and you found something very special because of that. And I feel like you're getting some sort of like a prize, like the prize at the end of this, the reward at the end of this is that you now have access to a very special group of people, or a very special set of knowledge, of like a world of wisdom that is only available for very special people. Only people who have what it takes, let's say, who can endure certain psychological and emotional pressures, even spiritual. Eight of Cups. Whoa. Four of Pentacles. And the World. So it feels to me like you're not going to hesitate. You're going to take this opportunity. And what you have to give will be received with happiness, will be welcomed. And you're also invited to see this new chapter of your life with positivity and to see it as truly as something new. So to not be afraid to aspire to the things that you really love doing and to the way you really love doing them. Because some things, of course, we can't change and they're a part of the nature of reality. But it feels like you're getting an opportunity to remodel both yourself as well as the projection around you. So something is changing in your environment because of this. Also, you're being invited to change your life completely. That might mean that for some of you, you might move, you might relocate, you might go to a different country, discover a different language, but not necessarily. This might happen. This might be an inner process also. You're learning a different language with which you will create your reality. Maybe you will even start learning a different language just because you know that it changes your brain and it changes your outlook on life. It changes the way you think. And words are the building blocks of our thoughts. And I know, not necessarily, because, sorry for that, no, excuse me. Actually, there are many people who don't think with words. They think with images or sound. They think differently. So no, actually, not all of us think like that, but maybe for you, that's important. And if you don't change the words, then maybe you change the images. You change the rule. It's like the rules. You change the rules of your mind game, let's say. And it changes everything around you also, even the people. I do feel like you're going to have different people around you, even if it's just because of a change that happens in yourself. So this is about a moment in which you'll be given an opportunity to know a very strict, very, it's not strict, very restricted group of people or body of knowledge, something that is not available for the common person. It's not common knowledge. It's very, very different, eccentric, original. Your way of life will also adapt to this. You'll change because of that. So I see you kind of learning and working towards that new reality. Now, I would also like to see what is that change about? A little bit more. Let's see. A little bit more information about what is truly changing for you after you get this opportunity. Someone approaches you and wants to give you an opportunity. Ace of Pentacles. Strength. And the Ace of Swords. It seems like it's something that will last. It starts and it lasts. So it's something that is built on very solid foundations. So I also feel like this person actually knows very, very well where you're coming from. They understand your motivations. They understand the energy that animates you, the passion and the drive that you have. They want to harness that. They want to work with you. And because this is a beginning, it does feel like you might have to have this beginner's mind that's actually very, it's a lighter way of seeing things. It doesn't mean like that you don't access your wisdom and your experience, your past experience. It's just a completely new phase, and you will have to develop a different understanding, okay, of what is happening around you, of the types of people that are around. It's like the way what you expect from people and how you deal with them, it's going to change because they're going to be very different. They're going to be very, very different. That's why I was saying that some of you might be moving, because it's like going to a foreign land. It's very exotic, and it's a new beginning. So if someone is offering you a new beginning, and you have to study this situation, you have to learn something because of this, but it's about you being able to share your gifts and also being rewarded, because it's something that is very sustainable. It's very thoughtful and sustainable. I'm also seeing that this person that will speak to you, they have a lot of resources, and I feel like they want to share those resources, and they want to engage with you in a sustainable way, also in terms of the material. Okay, beautiful. It seems like it's a great opportunity. Maybe we can see like the moment. What is this moment about? How's it going to happen? King of Swords. I don't know. This can be a meeting. It can be an unconventional way of communicating, very like technological, like online meetings or some sort of technology involved here. you're certainly going to hear this person's voice. So it doesn't seem like it's written. It seems like it's a phone call or conference call, something like that. So how is this person? This person seems very experienced, and they come from an elite. Eight of Pentacles, they're very, very skilled at what they do. So I do feel like this is a great blessing that's coming for you very soon, because you're going to have someone help you grow and expand, who comes from a very good place. They have a lot of resources that they can share and that they can put to good use. Like they seem like they're very practical, and they want to allocate resources in a just way. They want to do things the right way. So I don't see like any suspicion of, manipulation or lies, or trying to make themselves something that they're not, to make it seem like it's something very interesting, and then it fails. It doesn't feel like that. And it feels like you're actually just going to have to study and then open your mind to certain ways of being, but your skills are actually on point here. You just have to open up your mind to something special, because you are also special and quirky and different and eccentric in your own way. And it feels like it's going to be a great match. Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 3. Your card is Anubis. Anubis is, of course, the jackal god, who is a psychopomp, and he was the one who guided the souls to the afterlife. He was also the god of the embalmers. And this card today, to me, is feeling like irrevocable change. So something happens out of the blue that changes a situation forever. So let's see what changes and how for you. Okay. So what happens out of the blue for pile number 3? What happens out of the blue for pile number 3? Let's get you a rune. Okay, so we have the Isaz rune. It's about blockages, delays. Okay. Okay. So we have the Visitor, 7th Moon Mansion, and the Musician, 2nd Moon Mansion. So we have the first quarter moon, increasing in fire, leaf stage, and the keyword is competitiveness. Okay, so waning gibbous moon, decreasing in water, fruit stage, compromise. Competitive compromise. Okay, this is very, I don't know if it's ambiguous or if it's just two parts of the same situation. So it feels like you have this encounter with someone, and I'm not sure if that's the out of the blue situation or if it's so something seems to be blocked in a relationship with someone, a collaboration, some sort of interaction. It seems to be blocked. And maybe something needs to change forever so that that's solved, and then you can move forward. Because it is very positive, but there's some kind of energy that needs to be pushed away. An energy needs to be pushed away, and you're getting nearer, you're getting closer to other things, better things. So I'm not sure if this is within the same relationship or if it's about you moving away from a person or a group of people and moving towards another group of people. But it feels like something needs to change irrevocably. Like, no, this can't be this way. Everything changes from now on. The rules are different, and then things can move forward. So, what else do we have for pile number 3? Mercury in Sagittarius with discovery. Sun in Cancer with resourcefulness. Moon in Leo with appreciation. Something about music here. They both have music and birds. Messages, songs, the notes, the words, the songs, the words of a song, the words of a song. Venus in Libra with indecision. Jupiter in Cancer with speculation. And Mercury in Libra with influence. You know, I see you wanting to change this and being very, very wise about it, actually. So now I understand something here. I feel like you are the element of change. You come and you remove the blocks of a situation. You might need to be a bit patient about how you do it and about the people involved, but it feels like you are like the deal breaker here. Like you retune, you fine tune something. It's about tuning, also like music, tuning something, fine tuning something. You are the one that comes and achieves this compromise, because it seems like things are blocked because there are opposing forces here that are blocking this. You come and you change the situation. Four of Staves, Eight of Swords, and balance with Yamana. This is the Temperance card. So you come and you heal this. It seems like it was stuck. Somebody was stuck with something, or another person was stuck with another person, and you come and you say, no, you adjust this, you change that, that's fine, that's done. And don't turn back. Don't worry. Don't repeat this again. This is the way to go. You will be called to do this out of the blue, maybe. You are not expecting this to happen, but that's your role here. 7 of Swords. I feel like you're ending a conflict. 9 of Cups. You're turning this situation around completely. Completely. You have a very, very healing energy. You have this uncanny, very keen look that you can see exactly what is wrong in this situation, and you just go, and it's like surgery. You go there and you just touch a few points and you're done. And it feels like people around you might be a little bit baffled at, like, it was that easy, but it was not easy, because the people involved they're focusing on the problems. They're competing. They're focusing on what's not good. And you come and you just click a few buttons, and that's fine. Or you say a few words, or you tune the instrument. You say, no, that's wrong. Here, move here, do that. Okay. The Star with Inanna. Transformation. Ukemochi. So this is like the energy of Anubis here. So it's very innate. Like, it's something that you do really easily. It comes really easily to you, this kind of situation. At least in this particular case, because maybe it's the people involved, like the specific people involved here, the characteristics of the situation, because there's music involved. I don't know, because there's something about the words, and you're very smart about how you use words, or how you use music frequency. Magic. Wow, you understand the power of music, of song, of vibration, of the vibration of the words, of how you speak. You're very, very sensitive and very, very keen. It's like you have an eye for detail like that, or an ear, if you're a musician, or if you're really sensitive, like the birds. They communicate with those sounds, and the subtle differences are it's only for the capable. So it's only for the people who have that talent. They can listen. It's like they have a very deep way of listening also. A deep way of listening. It diffuses a situation that was explosive, or that was actually stalled, because people were fighting, competing energies, competing ways of being, lifestyles. 3 of Swords. 4 of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, I think that's enough because, you know, I think that you're actually going to act a bit like a psychologist for someone. So maybe I'm actually talking to therapists. Now that I see this, it's very, very likely that you are also working in some sort of counseling profession. Maybe this is your career, is to have this active way of listening. But I feel like you're not expecting this. So at the same time, maybe if you work on this, if you have that profession, that job, maybe you are meeting someone that you didn't know that they needed your help and it's surprising somehow. Or this is not your profession, but somehow I feel like you're going to act as a bit of support, emotional, psychological support. You're going to help someone unpack a situation, and that's going to transform their lives. And it's also going to make some situation in which you are a part of, it's going to solve something. It's going to make something move forward, and you're going to be very, very happy about it. It's like you are acting as a kind of a guide, almost like a fairy godmother. And when I see Queen of Pentacles and the star here, I'm seeing like someone who is almost like ethereal for that person who's going to receive this, because it feels like it's how they see you. Okay, so maybe more about this person. Who is this person that you're going to affect this way? It's very positive. Judgment with Gwenwifar. Two of Swords. And Justice. Wow. I also had this Ten of Cups. Look at that. Okay. I feel like this is someone who has your opinion in very, very high regard. Like they see you as someone who has very powerful judgment on the situation. Your opinion matters the most. I feel like they want to please you, but they feel like they're lacking maybe, and they might be afraid that they will be judged somehow. I feel like they need some kind of emotional support so that they're not afraid of failure, because I feel like that fear of failure is also blocking this situation. And I think that what will surprise you is that this person is taking your view so seriously and so personally, and you're not maybe seeing at the moment how you are affecting this person. So maybe that's like out of the blue. That's what is most out of the blue for you here, is that you are currently affecting someone very, very deeply to the core. And it's like your words, they hurt so much, but I don't think that you understand how much they affect this person. And I think that when you consider that, you will unlock this, okay, maybe I was seeing this situation wrong. So if I activate this other sensibility that I have with this person, because maybe you were kind of distanced from this person, maybe you weren't really that kind of tuned in to that way, to that mode of being. And it wasn't that you're cold or distant, like emotionally distanced from this person. It's more like you weren't communicating on that level. But I feel like if you go there, if you try this other way, if you understand your magic, and if you understand the power of your words, the power of song, the power of music, I don't know, maybe it's even the power of persuasion in a way, but it's not a persuasion that is cunning or trying to subvert, or to kind of twist things. It's more like showing options and allowing the other person to maybe make mistakes, tolerating something, because I feel like that person needs to express some sort of grief, and it must come through some mistake. So this is a reading for therapists. So for psychotherapy, surely. But also for people who have that natural inclination, because some people are natural healers, and I do feel like I'm speaking to those of you who are like that, and you're changing your whole perspective on a situation or an interaction with someone, and you're now maybe more tolerant and forgiving with that person, and allowing that person to make a few mistakes, because I feel like they're too pressured into, it's like they're like, I am facing harsh judgment, and maybe it's because they're like that with themselves, but you come as a symbol of that, and you trigger that fear of judgment and that feeling of failure in this person, and that is blocking everything. That is blocking everything. So something needs to change. You need to turn this around completely. And you're going to turn this around completely for this person. It's not something that I feel like is going to require a lot of effort or a lot of, strain on you. It feels so natural. It feels something that just, just course correction, and it comes naturally to you. It's very spontaneous in you. So how is this moment going to materialize for you? Two of staves, these two cards. Two of staves, six of staves, and the moon. Wow. So I feel like it's going to happen at night, of course, because of the moon. Maybe this is also about the timing, a specific moon phase. And I would say that would be the waning gibbous moon, the next waning gibbous moon. Whenever you are watching this reading, the next gibbous moon, waning gibbous moon. That's when you will feel like, finally, this is moving forward. Finally, I chose the right people also. Because there is something about also someone choosing someone else. And I'm not sure if it's the other person choosing you or you are choosing the other person. Maybe it's you are choosing the other person because they're feeling judged, right? Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.